Hey guys, it's Hank, and welcome to my first Pokemon Solo Run Challenge. In this video, we will be attempting to beat Pokemon Platinum with only one buzzy-looking boy. The rules for this challenge are as follows. Only Beedrill or any of its pre-evolutions are allowed in combat. However, HM slaves are okay. I won't be allowed to use any healing or X items in battle, but I can use held items. Finally, I will be trying to beat every major battle at the lowest level possible. We start our adventure by naming ourselves Hank, of course, and our blonde freak cousin, Raid. No, not Raid Shadow Legends, Raid the Bug Spray. I picked Turtwig as my starter as it will give me the most difficulty in beating Raid later on in the run with his Infernape. Although, even if I picked a different starter, he would still have a Rapidash, so it's not really that much better. We of course accept the Pokédex and say goodbye to our mother, as all good adventurers do, and proceed into Jubilife Town to collect my Pokétch. After talking to Don and Looker, we give the town map to Barry and collect our tickets from the three clowns. Once we receive the TI-84 of Destiny from the fat man in a suit, we can enter in a simple calculation to alter the physical reality surrounding us to summon the god, known as Weedle. We throw a Pokeball to capture it and welcome her on our journey. I've never played with a Beedrill before, so I'm excited to see what she can do. We name her Jay Seinfeld, as an homage to the greatest movie ever created. That's right, the B movie. I gave our Beedrill an adamant nature, that's plus attack minus special attack, in order to give us the most damage possible. And with that, we deposit our worthless turtle in the box and begin our gauntlet of blood, and our journey to be the most annoying hornet on the planet. We head north to Route 204 to clear the trainers and gain some much needed experience in preparation for Rival 2. He's got a Starly and Chimchar, both of which resist our bug typing, so this is going to be a little bit of a difficult one. Luckily, however, we get through Starly with little resistance, and a combination of early poison and Raid spamming Leer let us take out Chimchar relatively easily. I've decided to keep Seinfeld as a Weedle until level 15 so we can learn Bug Bite, which will be a very important move later on with some of the upcoming battles. Moving on eastward, after a close encounter with the Kricketune, we collect the HM for Rock Smash and continue on to Orberg. We talk to our rival and get Rourke back to the gym so we can take on the first big challenge. We battle the trainers in the mine to get a little more XP. I'm not looking forward to Rourke's rock types, plus none of my moves hit very effectively. I go back to Orberg Cave to beat the two trainers I left from before to push Seinfeld to level 15, where she learns Bug Bite and evolves into a beautiful Kakuna. After evolving, we head straight to the first gym, but after seeing a damage check on the first trainer's Geodude, we knew we had to grind just a little. After just one wild battle, our Kakuna evolves into our final form Beedrill. With the extra stats and evolution inherently brings, I decided to try my luck again. Bug Bite does over half to Geodude, so I'm feeling a lot more confident about our abilities. Luckily, since Bidoof is in my party, Rourke's AI decides to go for Stealth Rocks, giving me a free KO. After fighting through rock throws and heals, Beedrill takes down Onix with only 5 HP remaining. This isn't looking good going into Cranidos. Apparently it has bad defenses though, because Jay Seinfeld's one Bug Bite takes it out and gets us our first gym badge. No one really feels bad for Rourke though, because everyone has daddy issues as we collect our coal badge and continue on our journey. We head back into Jubilife after healing up and encounter the Looker again. After disregarding his nonsense, we help Professor Rowan and Don with the horny galactic grunts. After beating them with my bug, we head north to Floroma Town. We decide to help a girl with her daddy issues and steal some honey from some thugs. We learn Rage after defeating one of the grunts in the windmill place, and continue on to attempt the first Mars fight. The first attempt doesn't go well, and I get taken down by a priority fake out. Attempt 2 ends the same, going down to a feint attack. But on the third attempt, we live the fake out and scratch and hit a critical hit to win it. Seinfeld is really starting to prove herself with these one-shots. We get ready to leave when we're suddenly interrupted by the Looker. After that narrow encounter, we continue on north towards Eterna Forest. On the way, I realized that we had a way better move than Rage in return, which definitely had a higher base power by now. We team up with Cheryl and breeze through Eterna Forest, learning Pursuit on the way. Upon arriving in Eterna City, we immediately take on Gardenia's gym. As you'd imagine, Stab, Adamant, Bug Bite from Beedrill makes quick work of the grass types. After defeating all 3 trainers, I went on to challenge the gym leader without healing. Turtwig and Cherim go down without a hitch. Roselia hits me with a not very effective grass knot, in which I return with a bug bite, killing in 2 hits. We receive the forest badge and move on with some story related scenes, including a really depressed version with blue hair and the woman of my dreams. Fighting our way through the Galactic HQ, I avoided the trainers in order to be as low as level as possible for the fight with Jupiter. This proved to be problematic though, because their Zubat always uses Wing Attack to take down more than half of my health. Even after eating the Skuntank Citrus Berry with Bug Bite, it was useless. I attempted this fight about a dozen times at level 24 and it just wasn't enough. No matter how many times I tried, it always just critted me with Night Slash, or I failed to get a crit and 2-hit it with Bug Bite, thus making me lose over and over and over again. I leveled to 25 and tried again, but same result. Finally, after trying a few more times on level 27, I was able to win with some high damage rolls. I grabbed the Explorer kit, then talked to my baby girl again. Might be moving a little fast, but she's already given me her eggs, if you know what I mean. I grabbed the bike and then traveled southeast towards Hearthhome. We talked to the depressed guy again in a cave and dodged some nasty looking trainers. We arrive in Hearthhome and talk to our mom and get the homegirl to do the spin. We then proceed to get caught in the most annoying normal ghost trap of my life, where neither the Ghastly nor the Bidoof could hit each other, and this footage is sped up 750%. We fight a few more trainers in the gym, getting our Seinfeld up to level 30. I attempted to take on Fantina at our current level, but failed each time. Either I'd make it to her Mismagius and it would kill me, or her Duskull would burn me right off the bat, rendering me useless the rest of the fight. I leveled to 34 and tried again. This time, Assurance was a one-hit KO on Duskull. Assurance procs the Mismagius Citrus Berry and I hit myself in confusion the next turn. A super effective Psybeam gets me dangerously low, but I outspeed and kill it. Finally, Haunter comes out and Seinfeld is extremely low. Luckily, Assurance hits a critical 1-hit to secure the win. Following Fantina is her third rival fight against Raid. I'm a little nervous because Staravia's Intimidate hampers me right from the get-go. Luckily, I hit both my returns to take it out quickly. Monferno again goes for a Leer like an idiot, and I get lucky with yet another crit. Buizel and Roselia is just an easy cleanup. Next is Salacion Town, where I do absolutely nothing and continue onward. I pick up Roost and consequently replace Poison Sting for it. It will be nice to have some sustain and not have to run back to the PC so often. This will probably be one of my best stab moves for the entire game, so it's nice to get it somewhat early. Oh look, it's Looker. On to Maylene's gym, where I clear the trainers for XP and struggle to complete a puzzle meant for 10-year-olds. I take my first attempt to level 39, wasn't even strong enough to get through her Machoke. Time to grind. I try again at level 43, about 10 more attempts, but no matter what, her Lucario always got me. I tried once more at 47, and it was the sweet spot, taking out Lucario in just 3 hits. Things are getting harder and harder the later we get into the game, but considering this is one of the hardest gyms we'll have to face, I think it was alright, and the fact that we didn't have to grind too much. But onward we continue. And thus, we receive the Cobble Badge, well on our way to challenging the Pokemon League with only Beedrill. Crusher Wake and his water types and Pacifilog are next, so I make my way down south. Right about now is the time I forget to help Dawn back at the Galactic Warehouse, so I circle back and end the battle swiftly with Seinfeld. On the journey back to Pastoria, I pick up the TM for Aerial Ace, and I decide not to teach it to our Beedrill now and save it for later. I grab the HM for Fly and teach it to my Staravia that I caught while grinding and fly back to Pacifilog Town to challenge my rival. He sends out his Staravia, intimidates me, doesn't matter, 2-shot it. Monferno comes out, guess what he does? Uses Leer, like a moron, goes down, 2-shotted. Who's next? Buizel? Return, 1-shot, kills it. Beedrill, Jay Seinfeld, the Lady Killer. Amazing. Sweeps through his team like Swiss cheese. I begin working my way through the obstacle course, sweeping all the trainers in my path. At this point, I'm very confident in Seinfeld's ability to sweep this gym. Oh boy, how I was wrong. I begin to take on Wake at level 50, well above the highest level member of his team. However, I have no super effective moves, and with Quagsire being a defensive wall, this gym was turning out to be extremely difficult. I couldn't even make it past his second Pokemon through numerous attempts. It was at this point I thought Beedrill had hit a wall and I was stuck, and I didn't want to go back to the normal form of grinding. I wanted to find out a new creative solution in order to beat Wake. So I came up with something a little more unique. I went to the route south of Hearthhome and got TM11 Sunny Day. I then flew to Veilstone City and bought TM22 Solar Beam. I then flew back to Pastoria City, made my way back through the gym, and then taught Beedrill both Sunny Day and Solar Beam. Getting rid of Roost and Return this early is kind of worrying, but I think with the other moves we'll be able to pick up along the way, we'll be alright. I decide to re-attempt the Wake fight at still again level 50, but with this new and improved moveset. I start off the fight with a Poison Jab, taking him to about half health. I then decide to use a Sunny Day, anticipating the Waterfall to reduce its damage. I live the Waterfall and then go for the Poison Jab, poisoning him, leaving him on a sliver of health, then taking him down. Now that the sun is up, Solar Beam has no charge time, allowing me to get the quad effective one-hit KO on the Quagsire, even with Beedrill's abysmal special attack. Out comes the Floatzel, and even though I was happy to have outplayed the Quagsire, I knew Solar Beam wouldn't one-hit KO. I was ready to accept defeat, until I saw that Seinfeld got yet another critical hit to win a major battle. Absolute madman she is. It's a pleasant feeling when one of your theories ends up working out properly, and it's always nice to be able to beat something on strategy rather than just raw levels and stats. After the Wake battle, there's some storyline stuff to accomplish, like thwarting a terrorist attack by mercilessly harassing a minimum wage galactic grunt. Although, I was rudely interrupted by a shabby-looking gentleman with an affinity for children. I defeat the galactic grunt and then talk to my baby girl, where she tells me I need to go heal a herd of Psyduck up north. I continue on through the route until I hit the deep fog, which I always forget about in this game, and I circle back and then get the defog and then make it back to Cyrus and then beat Cyrus and then get the HM for Surf. Surfing west of Jubilife Town will quickly lead you to Canalave City, where our next rival fight will be. Dun dun dun! As always, Saravia intimidates us. We hit it with a Poison Jab, poison it, take it out next turn. Infernape is an easy 2-hit KO with Poison Jab, but he does leave me low at 55 health. Out comes this Heracross, new addition to the team. Poison Jab almost takes it out, but we get KO'd in return. I then remembered that we had picked up the Aerial Ace TM earlier on, and I taught it to Beedrill in replace of Sunny Day, so we could easily just one-shot that Heracross when the time came. And then, of course, the rest of his team was a clean, easy sweep. After defeating Raid, I go to Iron Island, talk to our boy Riley, get the HM, and dip! After Iron Island, I actually went to Orberg Cave to retrieve the Brick Break TM, but unfortunately, I was not able to record that. I challenged Byron at level 55, easily taking out his Magnemite with one Brick Break, taking out his Bastiodon with one Brick Break, fighting with the Steelix a little bit. He gets full restored and Brick Break critical down to 1, and then taking him out for the... We pick up the Mine Badge and get ready to progress the storyline and see how Beedrill takes on the second half of this game. We go to the Canalave Library to progress the story and talk with our rival, Raid, and the Professor, and find out we need to go to the Valor Lakefront to take on Saturn. She's a pretty easy, clean sweep with a little bit of a close call with Toxicroak at the end, but overall, Jay Seinfeld's handling these mid-game fights relatively well. We head over to Verity Lakefront and clear all the grunts there, and then take on Mars again. Like Saturn, she was a clean, easy sweep as well. Heading west from Celestic Town, we approach Snowpoint City, where we find the HM for Rock Climb. We go straight to Candace's gym and clear out the trainers and beat the obstacle course to get ready to take her on at level 59. Break Wreck as well. She sends out Frostlass, the one who's been giving me the worst trouble. Luckily, it goes for double team twice instead of Blizzard, and I hit all 3 Poison Jabs. Lastly, Abomasnow goes down to 3 Brick Breaks, securing us the win and getting us our 6th badge, the Icicle Badge. While that only took about 3 attempts to get, this next fight is much more difficult. The second Cyrus fight has easily been the most difficult battle this run so far. His Honchkrow would one-shot me no matter how hard I tried, and I couldn't get a crit either. I could Bug Bite to eat a citrus berry, but with no survivability it just wouldn't work. I tried again a few levels later at 68, same result. I got to the Crobat a few times though, but he was just faster and would always revenge kill me. I even tried save stating my way through, but that didn't work either. It seems the only solution is to grind yet again. I try the fight one more time at 73 and I'm able to take the Sneasel out in one shot. One shot the Honchkrow with Poison Jab, and then two shot the Crobat with Aerial Ace, finally taking him down. We attempt to make our way through Mount Coronet when we're interrupted by a On my way up Mount Coronet, I level Beedrill hard on the Galactic Grunts and Wild Pokemon. I don't want another Cyrus 2 situation, and while the Distortion world is beautiful, I don't want to have to walk through again if I lose. Pokemon Platinum is probably my favorite video game ever, and riding the massive waterfall and walking sideways on the walls brings back a nice nostalgia feeling. Comment down below who you guys will be choosing to be your starter for the Gen 4 remakes coming up later this year. Honchkrow is an easy one-hit KO with Poison Jab at level 91. Crobat's now a two-shot with Aerial Ace. I forgot he gains a Gyarados between the time we fight him and now, and Intimidate kinda messes up things, but we're still able to three-shot it pretty easily. Finally is the Weavile, who goes down to one single Brick Break, and we have defeated the evil, depressed genius Cyrus. Maybe I'm just depressed. I go to Sunny Shore City, avoiding every trainer possible, and talk to the real depressed guy, and go to take on his gym. Because of the over-leveling we had to do for the Cyrus fight, Volkner's gym is an easy one-shot sweep with Poison Jab. I have a feeling the Elite Four will be considerably more difficult though, especially Bertha and Cynthia's Garchomp. We make it through Victory Road to the Pokemon League at level 94, getting ready to take on Raid in our final rival fight. The last fight was quite eventful, however, as most of his Pokemon went down to just one shot, only Snorlax surviving one bug bite going down to the second one. And with that, we are ready to take on the Elite Four, and I am excited to see what Jade Seinfeld can do. She has really proven herself through this run with some critical hits, clutch survivals, lots of different things. After Raid, we fly back to Eterna to grab the Insect Plate and give it to Seinfeld for her to hold. This will boost Bug Bite's power just a little more. Aaron is an easy sweep with Aerial Ace and Bug Bites, but things get rough when I continue with the challenge onto Bertha. Her rock and ground types completely wall me, except for Brick Break. We were having difficulty breaking through until I got this one lucky run on the 10th attempt. We take out Whiscash in one shot, and then dodge around some full restores with the Gliscor. Golem almost takes us down to 7 health. We eat the Citrus Berry from the Rhyperior, live the Mega Horn, and then take it out. Somehow get a high damage roll on the Hippowdon. I thought Flint was going to be somewhat challenging, but he ended up being the easiest Elite Four member to beat. We take down the Houndoom with Brick Break and Poison Jab the rest. Magmortar leaves us with a burn, however, and this ends up being problematic as I didn't have any status healing items. I had to reattempt until Magmortar didn't leave me with the burn. Up next is Lucian and his Psychic types. Again, an easy one-shot sweep with Bug Bite. And finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the fight between Cynthia, my baby girl, and Seinfeld, the measly Beedrill, the Joan of Arc of honey bears. We start the fight taking down Spiritomb. We Poison Jab the Togekiss to death, then one-shot the Milotic with Bug Bite. We eat the Garchomp Citrus Berry, and it almost KOs us in return. Next out is Lucario, who I forgot had extreme speed, giving him the priority KO. I attempted this fight probably 3 or 4 dozen times between levels 96 and 100. Every time, the Lucario would either extreme speed us or live an Aerial Ace and return a more powerful attack. At this point, I recognized I needed a new change in strategy, so I flew to Velstone City Game Corner, bought the Swords Dance TM, and taught it to our Beedrill. I used Swords Dance against Spiritomb to get my attack to +2, allowing me to one-shot her Spiritomb, Togekiss, and Milotic. Finally, we were able to one-shot the Garchomp at a +2 Adamant Insect Plate Bug Bite from the Beedrill. And then, of course, being +2, we were able to take out the Lucario as well. And the last thing standing in our way was, in fact, the Roserade, who went down to 1 Aerial Ace, naming us the Sinnoh Region Champions. And that concludes our adventure to decide if Beedrill could defeat an entire game of Pokemon Platinum by itself, and she did. Jay Seinfeld was incredibly powerful, super useful, and kicked ass. I appreciate everybody for watching. If you like the content, please leave a like, subscribe, maybe comment down below. Not necessary. If not, I don't give a crap. But have a good day, guys. Bye.